Hey, what's up, fellas? How you doing, man? Antonelli here.
Hey, what's going on, guys? How we doing? Matt Antonelli here. So the wild card series are over. Now we move on to the ALDS and the NLDS. So we're gonna go real quick through my picks, see how I did in the wild card series, and then we're gonna go into my predictions for the next series. Put it in the comment section below who you guys think are gonna win these next series. Okay, so let's start off up here with Tampa and the Blue Jays. Tampa, I had Tampa winning. Their pitching's just too good. They just have so many solid players. They have great depth. They play the game really well. And the Blue Jays, again, very talented, but probably still a year or so away, I think, from really contending. Next series, Cleveland and New York. I picked New York over Cleveland. Cleveland had the great pitching, didn't have a whole lot of offense. The Yankees just smashed the ball around. They pitched really well. And, man, the Yankees are really talented. When the Yankees are healthy, they're really, really good. And so they moved on. Now, Twins and Astros, man, I think probably everyone outside of Houston were cheering for the Twins. But the Twins just can't figure out how to win a playoff game. This is unbelievable. I thought this was the year that they'd finally figure it out. I just figured, Houston kind of limped into the playoffs. Didn't have a great year this year. The Twins had a great year. And, man, they just can't figure it out in the playoffs. So that was, I got that one wrong. That was, man, you got to be disappointed. If you're a Twins fan, I feel bad for Twins fans having to watch that. But I mean, a lot of people were picking the Twins to really make it deep in this playoffs and potentially be a World Series contender with all the talent they had. So that's too bad. And then the A's and the White Sox. So I picked the White Sox, and great series. I like the White Sox a lot. I like the A's too. The A's are always kind of underrated, but they just do a great job. Their roster is really, really strong. Even with Chapman out, I mean, they're still really solid. And they played well. It was a good series, and Oakland moved on. So on the AL side of things, I was 2-2. And then on the NL, Dodgers, Brewers, I had the Dodgers again. I think the Dodgers are probably the most talented team, most depth. Clayton Kershaw looked amazing, and so they beat up on the Brewers. So I got that one right. Padres Cardinals, it was a tight one for me. I went back and forth, ended up choosing the Padres over the Cardinals. It was a great series. What an awesome last game there with Tatis, and man, they're just so exciting to watch. Now they've got some injuries on the pitching side of things, so that's gonna. Well, I don't want to tell you yet because we're going to get to that in a second, but that could hurt them. Moving on, but I had the Padres winning, and then the Marlins beating the Cubs. I had the Cubs. The Marlins swept them 2-0. So Marlins, I don't know. They still get some bullpen issues, I think, but the Cubs just couldn't do. They really just couldn't do anything against them. And so the Marlins moved on. I got that wrong. And then the Braves, Reds, again, I went back and forth with this. I wanted to go Reds because of their pitching, but then I was scared of their offense, and I ended up going Braves because I love the Braves offense. And some people told me, no, never pick offense over pitching, but I did anyway, and it worked out because the Reds couldn't score a run. And it's hard to win when you don't score a run. And so the Braves moved on there. So I went 3-1 on the National League side of things. Okay. Now, let's go back to the AL. We've got Tampa against New York. This is going to be a great series. Now, in the regular season, the Rays beat the Yankees, I think, 8 of 10 games. So the Rays really had their number. Now, the Yankees have been beat up as far as injuries for seems like the last 3 years. But they're pretty healthy right now. And I think this is going to be a great series. Tampa's pitching, especially their everything, all their pitching. Everything Tampa does is really solid. But I almost want to go Tampa because I just think their pitching is so good. But I'm going to go Yankees. I picked the Yankees to go to the World Series in the preseason before we started this whole thing back in spring training, which seems like forever ago. It was forever ago. And I'm going to stick with the Yankees. I'm going to say that their offense is great. The Rays' offense is very good too. But the offense, they've got tons of just star power in there. And I'm going to go with the Yankees to just find a way to score enough runs. And again, I know the Rays had more success in the regular season. I know the Rays won the AL East, but I'm going to stick with the Yankees, okay? Then we've got Houston against Oakland. So these were both teams that I didn't think were going to be here. I think I probably thought the A's had a much better shot, than the Astros. I did not expect the Astros to be here the way they played this season, but they're here. And so, man, who do I go with? I'm going to go with the A's in this one. Again, I know the A's have Chapman's out. He's been out now for a little bit, and but I still like the A's. There's just something about them. And I know I had the White Sox beating them, but there's something about the White Sox too. I love the White Sox this year. But Oakland, what were they? 7-3, I think, this year over Houston. They won the AL West. And so I just think that they're probably just the better team right now. I think that Houston still has some bullpen issues. And so we're going to go with Oakland. Okay, now let's go over to the NL side again. Dodgers against the Padres. What a cool series right here. I played for the Padres. I know it was just for a little bit. But and even though when I played with the Padres, we're in last place, there was always something just felt different. It was cool when we played the Dodgers. You could just tell that the fans were really into it. It felt a little strange sometimes. I know things would be different right now if we could actually have fans in the stands. But when the Dodgers used to come down to play us at Petco, there was more Dodger. There'd be a Dodger chant going, a lot more than a Padres chant going. But you could always feel that little bit of energy and that rivalry between the two teams. And so this should be a great series. I wish the Padres were a little healthier with their starting rotation. I think if they were healthier, I think it'd be a really, really good series. But in the end, I think the Dodgers are just too strong, too much depth, too much talent, too much everything. And so I think the Padres are super young and exciting, and I think they're going to be really good for a really long time. I think the Dodgers are going to win this series, though. It'd be cool to watch the Padres win, but I think the Dodgers are just a little bit more talented right now. So we'll go Dodgers. And then we'll go down to the Braves and the Marlins. So I'm going to go Braves here. I know I'm not giving the Marlins much respect. I love the Braves offense. I talked about that the first time around. As good as Cincinnati's pitching was, and Bauer was basically unhittable. But they just squeaked out that first win, and then, that's all they needed. And then they hit better in game 2. But I think that offense is just really, really solid. I don't know. Same thing. I don't know if the Marlins bullpen is good enough. I know in the regular season they didn't have a great bullpen. And just too many studs in the Atlanta offense. Atlanta starting pitching, still a little bit of a question. But Fried was awesome in game 1. And so I'm going to go with Atlanta again over the Marlins. And so that will be, let's see, so that would make the championship series in both leagues. It would make it New York against Oakland in the AL, and it would make it LA against Atlanta in the NL. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Give it a thumbs up, share the video with all your friends, all that good stuff. I am excited. I am pumped for some more baseball right now. Should be a really, really exciting playoffs, and we'll see what happens. We'll talk to you later.